Make your money, son. Get that money. Go get them papers.
Welcome to the Rhymes Report with your host, Tristan Blake Rhymes.
Bruh. So, Tua declared for the draft. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. That's the Johnny Manziel thing. I'm not jinxing it, I promise. I'm not jinxing it. So, look, he's a projected first-round draft pick. Even with his hip injury, before the injury, maybe he was a top 5 pick, certainly a top 10. Some people are still putting him in the top 10 of the NFL draft. And he said Monday he was going to move on to the NFL instead of staying at Alabama to chase another national championship. His worst-case scenario, still a first-round pick. Like, NFL franchises are going to look at this kid and say, look, we understand he had a hip injury. We understand that he's a super, super talented quarterback. We understand that he could bring an Alabama team, which is a very good team, not discrediting anybody else on that NFL squad. I mean, look, Jerry Jeudy's going to go top 5 most certainly. They got other NFL talent on that squad, but they don't get to the national championship without Tua. They don't get in the position. They aren't projected. They aren't number 1 without Tua. I understand they had a miserable loss against Clemson, don't remind me. It's not that I'm a big Alabama fan. I just root for Tua, you know what I mean? Worst case scenario, still a first round pick. The best case scenario here is where he goes. Where in the draft, where in the first round is he going to go? I have some ideas and reasons why. These are in no particular. I'm not going like 1 to 30, like blah blah, because we're in the middle of the playoffs right now, right? So here's a few teams off the top of my head I could think of that are going to take Tua or could use Tua at some point. Because remember, hip injury, pretty serious, right? It's kind of similar, if I'm not mistaken, to the one that Bo Jackson had, right? Where Tua goes could make a huge difference. One here, like I said, no particular order. Like, this isn't one of those, like, okay, I think he's going to fit great here, but like if he gets taken, no. I'm just naming some teams. So one of the first teams that came to my mind was New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints are going to be sitting at 24 after a home overtime playoff loss to the Minnesota Vikings. They're sitting at number 24. Drew Brees is still in his 40s. He's getting older. Now, this team is going to be good under Sean Payton. Payton's probably going to be coaching for a while. Let him sit behind a Hall of Famer and get healthy. Give him some time to learn the NFL offense. Give him some time to get acclimated to NFL life, understand the playbook, because we've seen in some of those like pre-game, like, oh, we're going to look behind the scenes of the New Orleans Saints, just how complicated these calls can get between Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Like double stick, triple YX Okie, California roll, 24 on 7 dip. Like that's a whole bunch of nonsense to everybody, mostly including myself, and I just said it. And somehow that turns into Michael Thomas touchdowns or Alvin Kamara runs for the end zone. Like it's crazy. And another destination. Now you could be calling me a homer here. I mean, I got the gnome in the background. He's got the Patriots logo on his head. It's the New England Patriots for a lot of the same reasons. They're a draft pick before New Orleans, according to the places that I was looking. I most notably, I think CBS had that. They lost to the Titans. I'm not a big fan. I wish I could say it's surprised, but. Look, New England's going to be sitting at 23. I mean, there's a lot of questions about Tom Brady. We're going to dive so much deeper into New England's craziness, I'm sure, in the future. But we can hold that off for another time. I've already talked about the mess the Patriots were. Look, Tua Tagovailoa to the New England Patriots makes a lot of sense for a lot of the same reasons. Sit him behind a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's in his 40s. This is if Tom Brady stays, of course. And New England is a type of organization that they're not going to rush Tua onto the field. They want to get 100% Tua. They want him to be as healthy as possible, ready to go on the field. They don't want to ruin a potential franchise quarterback. Next team. It could be a little bit of a reach. I understand. You're probably looking at me like you're kind of crazy. He's not that old. It's the Green Bay Packers. They're going to be sitting above 25. Aaron Rodgers, of course, still super talented. He can make all the throws. We understand that. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Super Bowl champion. And they're competing for a Super Bowl in the playoffs as we speak right now. Matt LaFleur, young, good coach, will be around for a while as long as he's successful. And how do you ensure that success? You get the next guy. You get the up-and-comer. You get somebody who's going to undoubtedly know how to play in the NFL by the time Aaron Rodgers is, at the end of that contract. So they're not going to rush Tua. Not in the slightest. The LA Chargers, there'll be a higher pick. They're at 6. Phillip Rivers, a lot of questions if he's even going to be back next year. Anthony Lynn, they seem committed to him. I mean, he's going to bring a lot of energy to that fan base that is almost just non-existent out in Los Angeles. If they bring Rivers back, you can sit him behind a solid vet. I mean, they had Tyrod Taylor back there this year as well. I think that he'd also be another good veteran presence if they keep Tyrod. The LA Chargers, they could also make a lot of sense to me. Tampa Bay at 14. I know, Bruce Arians, quarterback guru. Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans might be a little excited here. Uncertain of Jameis Winston's future. He went 30 for 30. We'll be hearing about that one on an ESPN special at some point, I'm sure. Jameis Winston, unsure whether or not he's going to be there. He seems to want a lot of money, but the dude threw 30 interceptions, finished the season with a pick 6. Honestly, I think the Buccaneers, they'd look at Tua's situation again. Let him sit for a year. Let him develop. Most likely, get healthy. There are multiple reasons also that I think Tua should have that I'm approving of the decision that he made. You're going to be making a good chunk of money, like $20-something million as a first-round draft pick. That's if you play, obviously, blah, blah. There's all sorts of incentives and these rookie deals. You got your signing bonus, but you're still making millions of dollars. How much is the cost of tuition at Alabama? Go back and get your degree in your free time. Go do it during the offseason. Plenty of guys who've done it. There are plenty of NFL players who do go back to school on that NFL money, and you're not missing out. You're not potentially risking going back to college, getting hurt, and then not obviously being able to reap the rewards the same way as a regular first-round draft pick. So, all the power to you, Tua. I'm really happy with the decision. I think this is a great decision on his part. And look, wherever he goes in the NFL, whatever team takes him, I mean, I just named a few of the potential teams that could take him. Some of the fits that I wouldn't be surprised to see. Some of the fits that seem to make sense. Wherever he goes, I don't think NFL teams are going to rush him when he's not ready to go. They're not going to force him into a situation that he's uncomfortable with. They're not going to say, hey, look, we know you don't even know the playbook. We know you don't even know what it's like to be an NFL quarterback yet. Obviously, that you have to still get those stripes, right? You have to play. But they're not going to rush him. They're not going to force their rookie quarterback to start. Whether or not he says, hey, look, maybe I might be ready. No. It's okay. We want to make sure you're 110%, 125% ready to go. That way, this investment works both ways. You have a longer, happier career. You have the actual ample opportunity. And, it pays off for the franchise itself rather than risk injury to play for free in college. Go get your money. Go back to get your degree, especially when your options are as advantageous as his are. Because if I was in that position, I think if any of you guys were in that position, you'd probably do the same thing. Look, I had a great college career up to this point. NFL teams, the media are saying, hey, you're a first-round pick, kid. You're a potential top 10 pick, even with your messed up hip. They're going to let you recover. You're going to go make your millions of dollars. You're going to learn. You're going to be set up very, very well. And on top of that, look, part-time student, you still get your degree. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Rhines Report here on YouTube. I'm your host, Tristan Blake Rhines. You can give me a follow on all my social media down in the description below. Visit the website, and of course, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. Get the bell on to know every single time we drop a video right here on the channel. You've been watching the Rhines Report here on YouTube. Adios until next time.